Hello boys and girls, welcome to BenchART. I'm for Classic, and for today what I do have in here it is No Man Heroes 2 Desperate Struggle, a game developed by Grasshopper manufacturer, and the port was done by the engine software that decided to port over the game to Switch and also the PC. So they are using the same in-house engine as the first game. So the first game was released in 2007, this one was released in 2010, but only now we got it to the PC with a couple of improvements. So like that blood splash every time you kill an enemy. So, but we are here for the results and the performance, so let's check out the performance on the Nvidia MX130 and the GT940 MX with 2GB GDDR5. So I decided to use FXAA in all the settings, and pretty much at 720p it is where you get those 60 frames per second that the game needs. If you go with 900p or 1080p, you can see that you will have drops in between 30 to 60, so 12% of the time the game was dropping below 60 frames per second on 900p, and pretty much 30% of the time at 1080p it was dropping from the 60. So since the game uses a double buffered VSync, the game just the drops are just between 30 to 60. That's how double buffered VSync works, but it's quite noticeable and it's very distracting. So my suggestion it is for you to play at 720p and enjoy the secure smooth 60 frames per second. So looking to the requirements in here, you can see that these guys do ask for a 750 Ti in here as a minimum. So it's still, despite all, it is still a powerful card and surely more stronger than the MX130 by a little, alright? But yeah, that's how it goes with the requirements. So again, in case you didn't watch the first No Man Heroes video, this game behaves exactly the same way as the first game. So there is no graphical settings inside the game. There is a launcher outside the game that allows you to select full screen or not and what type of anti-aliasing you want. So you have anti-aliasing like FXAA, 2x multi-sampling anti-aliasing, 4x and 8x. I think using MSAA on a laptop card as weak as this one, it's a bad decision. So my recommendation is always to stick up with FXAA if you have kind of a weak card, and then adjust the resolution to what your graphic card is able to do. So in this case, again, 720p FXAA it is the better choice. Those results were gathered until the boss fight. I didn't knew I had the boss fight so close, so I didn't gather the performance during the boss fight. So the boss fight it is more demanding than the areas that I did try out. So you can expect that during the boss fight, those drops might go to 30 frames per second on the 720p resolution. So before the boss fight there was no drops, but I'm expecting that during the boss fight, since it's more demanding, it is expected for you to see some drops to 30 frames per second when big explosions happens and stuff like that. But it's not groundbreaking, so it's not going to disallow you from playing this game decently. You will be able to play decently none of the less. It's just those key moments where big explosions happens and stuff like that. So it's fine, it's super playable none of the less, alright? So that's what you should know. I think there is nothing more to talk about No Man Heroes 2 performance. This is what you can expect. Basically it runs fine. Now let's talk a little bit about the game. No Man Heroes 2 it is essentially just like No Man Heroes 1. So it's ridiculous, it's funny, depending on what you find funny, of course, but it is a funny game. It is not to take seriously, and the objective it is pretty much the same. It is to go and beat all the fighters, which in case of this game we have 50 fighters to beat. In case of the first one it was just, I believe, 11, I guess, and the second game we have theoretically more fighters for you to put down and to win the matches. There is still the ridiculous minigames that this game have, just like the first game. For the people that don't know, this is like Yakuza minigames that this game have to offer. And yeah, that's pretty much that. It is more of the same of the No Man Heroes 1. And it offers not too much stuff new, alright? And also, there are stuff that is not available on the second game. For example, on the first game you have some sort of a small open world, but you don't do anything in there aside from going from place to place to enable, for example, events or missions. So you don't really do anything in there aside of going to the places where you have the missions or the mini games or stuff like that. So because of that same reason, I think the developers reconsidered the usage of the open world, and now what we have, it is more of a Persona 4 and 5 approach. So what you have, it is a menu where you select where you want to go, and that's about it. So everything, it is much straightforward. You won't be losing time in the open world area of the game. The only thing you'll do, it is just select what you want to do. If you want to go to the mini games, if you want to go to the missions, and that's about it. So the game costs pretty much the same as the first game, so it costs 20 euros. I think it's a good price despite the game it is old. It's a much better price than, for example, Shin Megami Tensei 3, which is also an old game, and the port, it is bad, and still they are charging us $50 for the game. So $20, it is fine. It is the same price as the Yakuza's were. Each Yakuza also costed $20, so I think Grasshopper, it is doing a nice decision in here. Grasshopper are the developers, probably they don't have their say on this, but still, this is a respectable price, alright, for the game, despite how old it is. No More Heroes 3, it is not available by the time of the video. It will be released for Switch, so I'm still going to hope for a PC version later. So I think that's all that I want to talk about No More Heroes 2. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of the gameplay, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
Out of my way! Help! Be attacked! Bastard! Help! Be attacked! Bring it on! Special! Out of my way! Help! Asshole! Gotcha.
This must be karma. Travis touchdown.
Spare me the mystic crap. I came here to fight. Marking your position. Travis, the crownless king.
I see the rumors were true.
I don't know who's talking about me, but that nickname's all right.
Listen to me, your highness. These rankings mean nothing to me. Neither does my sect or the mob. My only true calling was to clash swords with you. That's why I joined this contest. I was starving for a worthy foe.
Then you're in luck. Because I'm as worthy as it gets. And I've got a shit ton of anger to work out.
That's what I like to hear. This is it. This is what I've been praying for. I'm weary of this gilded world. Oh, glitter, no soul. Save me from sorrow, crownless king. Thy sword and thy wrath will deliver me.
You should go easy on that crazy punch. How about I just cut you a new one?
We'll both do as divinity commands.
Halle-fucking-luya.
Music! Check it out! Showtime!
Blast you!
Check it out!
Blast you! Bring it on! Fuck you!
Spectacular! Showtime! Bastard!
Blast you!
That's it! Give me more! Showtime! Come on! Shut up!
Bastard! You're a joke!
Deliver